We have the Judgment card today. And instead of it just being about give and take, what needs to stay, what needs to leave, this is about awareness of the act of deciding. So this is about analyzing what it looks like to make a choice that's important to everyone involved. I'm hearing that you make the call here. Nothing is going to move until you decide to take action by simply deciding, even if it's just within. But this is not just about whether or not you're going to sift this out, and again, whether or not you're going to retain or hold on to this. I think for some of you, you are actually starting to look at how resentment has manifested in different ways throughout your life. And I say that because I'm hearing it's not just about you trying to balance the scales. It's about you noticing that you are also the act of weighing. So there's something about it being full circle, what identity you've been holding on to. And I feel like for enough of you, there is this story of resentment attached to it. So if there's resentment, there's likely something surrounding guilt. And so the vibration of guilt, the vibration of judgment, the vibration of resentment, it's very low. And there's an action that you can take that can help you rise above that identity by transforming it, by way of seeing it as an aid, seeing it as a way to help you. And in fact, allowing the parts of you, or even those stories, those identities, to come to the surface. So the act of weighing could also be about you being aware of how it feels to make a choice, one that would affect everybody involved that's on the stage. And to be the person to sound the alarm, to be the person to say the thing, to be the person to choose a different path, to choose a part of themselves. In fact, with judgment here, I think I'm just getting this. Some of you are actually trying to reconcile with the part of you that was wearing a cape all the time. Because you could be judging the part of you that always wanted to save people. You could be judging the part of you that didn't see where you weren't really being, where the relationships weren't exactly reciprocal. So this could be like, because I feel like this is more of your energy here. Like this is you being aware of how your actions to maybe always sound the alarm for others has led to you, how do I say this? It's led to you realizing just how big of a role that you've played, but there's something that you're judging about the results. And maybe it still feels like no matter what you do, no matter how much you try to, reframe something, reteach, or even teach somebody, or maybe this is even about control. No matter how much we try to control and transform the situation, there's not a vibrational match here. And I feel that some of you are in this space to where you might be judging yourself for seeing it now. And my suggestion would be to let's not judge our senses, because at the bottom of the deck, you see, we have the Devil card. Judging our senses can tempt us to turn them off, to not appreciate the fact that we have the ability to be in a body that can detect, that can feel, that can transmute. And if you're having a hard time reconciling that, maybe that gift or that desire to know that you're helping other people didn't result in the tangible things or the relationships that you wanted, you could be in the space where you are guilting yourself. Maybe you're really angry with yourself about it. We could be angry that we put all this effort in and it didn't seem like it turned out. Maybe it seems like the devil won anyway. Or there's this story of Maybe this is about awareness of a game that's being played. So maybe this is a new philosophy on life. Maybe we're aware of what role we were playing, but we were seeing that we were involved in this type of black and white situation. We were in the fight. And what you were trying to do, I think you may have realized there was no real way for you to achieve that without sacrificing more of yourself, sacrificing more of your identity. Maybe we're judging the fact that we don't think we have one outside of whatever this situation was or whatever this is. But the bottom line is that with judgment and the devil, those are very, very do you see like the devil energy is like extremely low and judgment is about ascension? It's like there's this tug, this push and pull that's going on here. And we might be having a hard time deciding if we want to really continue to be the villain, or like how do we navigate being a person who's trying to balance the chaos in their lives without constant self-sacrifice? How do you embody navigating through the highs and the lows? And how do you do that without becoming self-righteous and trying to become controlling, trying to become somebody else's like God in their reality? How do we do that? We might be battling that right now. And my advice to you is, because these images are so very much low vibration, high vibration, and we're having this pull, this tug. Remember, you are also the act of weighing, which means that you're observing what's going on here. Step back would be the advice. Step back. Stop playing the game. Actually practice getting into what it's like to, actually, this is right underneath the devil card right here, the Knight of Pentacles. Allow yourself to get into a body that knows what it's like to not be on a high or a low. So even if we're talking about addictive patterns, we might be noticing that addictions aren't just the most obvious that could come with the devil, like when it comes to, drinking or gambling. Like those are the obvious ones, but we might also be noting addictions to maybe being other people's saviors, right? So this is about recognizing, for some of you, recognizing the pattern of going back and forth, maybe harboring resentment from the results that we were getting out of this, or feeling like the life was kind of sucked out of us despite all of our efforts, right? Maybe it doesn't matter if you were trying to be a good person or a bad person, you still weren't getting what you wanted. Step back. This is a time to learn more about yourself. You are already in motion, but it doesn't have to be on the battlefield. You can move at your own pace. You don't have to subscribe to anybody else's definition of you. And this Knight of Pentacles is saying, like, again, you are in motion already, but take your time to get to know you, get to know your body, to get to know what your senses are telling you, because also your body's working. It's working. So if this is also trying to reconcile with gifts that we have, invest in it. Spend time inside with that gift. Because the truth is like the fact that you were in this back and forth just shows that you have made a difference. But I feel like if we were trying to maybe make X amount of money, climb X amount, like a social status, gain some sort of capital for maybe some validation, I think it reached a head and it got to a point to where you maybe didn't have a choice, or maybe you really decided to choose you. And the Knight of Pentacles is talking about how you've already started over. And how maybe we're reconciling with time as well. This is about slowing down for some of us. Instead of the, it's about slowing down. Step out. Slow down. Get to know yourself better. For some of you, this is about the journey of self-respect. understanding how you're creating and really revising what you've thought about your contributions. Learning how to be grateful. Not like grateful out there, but like learning how to be grateful for existing. Like getting into you, becoming more grateful for you. Maybe even appreciating more of your story. Appreciating your body. Maybe there's illnesses and disorders that have affected your life, but it taught you something. Maybe it taught you how to have a soft hand at the right time. It taught you how to show up, how to serve, how to be there. I think for a lot of you, we might have been really, really being hard on ourselves, and we're learning how to be slow down and maybe be a little bit softer. Treat ourselves like the human being that we need to feel like, because that's who we are. The Knight of Pentacles likes to take their time. And I feel that when it comes to evolving what peace means to you, despite living in a chaotic reality, I do think that a lot of you, that Knight of Pentacles, looking at that pentacle there, is like, there is something in your life, a hobby or like an activity. There's some magic in your life that can help pull you back into that space of slowing down and experiencing safety in your body, which will allow space for joy, for that play to come in, because both of these are representing a lot of work. When you were feeling terrible, you were still asked to work. When you're feeling great, you were asked to show up in a different way. And it's just like, I feel like there was just this back and forth, and now it's just, maybe we've also just downsized when it comes to our relationships in our lives, when it comes to our space. Maybe we've even lost some weight. It could be due to illness, but we could be recovering, right? But we may have also lost some weight because maybe we realized how heavy that energy was and how it maybe pushed us into these vibrations and state of mind that did not allow us to take care of ourselves as best as we could. And sometimes when you do remove yourself physically, that is when you can actually see different results in your environment. Your environment is going to determine a lot of how you feel. And that's why it's important to focus on shifting your perspective about how you show up, how you feel, what action you take, what you've done. A lot of you, this Knight of Pentacles is showing that you are now in a place to where you are learning how to have your beliefs, your words, and your actions line up. This is the pursuit of happiness right here. And it doesn't look like what you thought it would. But I feel like that's okay now. That's okay now. And while we're okay with that, I think we're still possibly grieving going through this. Being this person. Being these identities. Maybe there's like a grief of loss of time, but I feel like, again, that's changing. We're literally taking our time and rephrasing what it means to spend time on oneself, spend time in reality, and really how to spend your energy. So this is also a journey of understanding that this is an energetic market. So when you show up differently, you get different results. And a lot of you are taking your time because, again, you're moving into a new body as well. This is a full-bodied experience, which means that you have to be aware of what you're feeling and then understand how to connect with yourself so you can take the action that is in alignment with what you believe and say. So with that being said, thank you for joining me. I intend that this reading was helpful. And take care of yourself. Just take time to observe you from a graceful position. A lot of this is about self-worth, and the only way you're going to build that up is if you spend time, more with yourself, appreciating what it is that you have done, despite all of the results that you thought you maybe even were entitled to back then. But allowing yourself to be where you're at right now. Allowing yourself to be where you're at right now and appreciating what's in front of you. And for some of you, that pentacle is actually a mirror. So there's nothing wrong with learning how to fall in love with yourself so that you can actually love the life and the experience around you. And I'm wishing you the best. Take care of yourself. Remember that it is your right to feel good for no reason. And choose you in every which way possible, because it's not harmful all the time. Till next time.